12.
Leading off the countdown is a somewhat controversial pick.
Kaiser, you only call it controversial because you argued for like 30 minutes about whether or not villain transformations counted.
And you only stopped when we outvoted you 2-1.
Never let it be said that I will not yield to the democratic process.
This transformation may be at the bottom of this list, but it has some significant points in its favor. Considering Janemba's original baby-like design, the stark contrast alone is striking. But combine that with a truly delightful, devilish design, new abilities, and a badass sword, Janemba's final form is a trip.
A trip straight to hell! As far as the design goes, it's easy to see at first glance what he takes from his inspiration, Boo. But his Valentine color scheme and demonic accents elevate him so high, we're honestly of the consensus that Janemba would have made for a fantastic villain in the series proper, where they could have possibly given him a real personality and story.
But just like we mentioned before in previous DBCembers, looking cool and having cool abilities ain't enough. While this transformation does make him several times more threatening and badass, it does very little to give him any more character, and while there's an impetus for this transformation, it's neither earned nor meaningful. It's just a way to make the villain stronger.
These types of transformations work best when there's a significant catalyst. A power-up for the sake of it isn't all that compelling or exciting, at least in comparison to, say, Cell's transformations, where he literally had to hunt down the androids in order to advance, or even Frieza's. That at least had the benefit of build-up and contributed significant dramatic weight.
This is actually one of the bigger issues that kept a lot of the other transformations low and off the list altogether. Transformations that have little narrative build-up or meaning cheapen drama, and are especially detrimental to characters in a story where the progression of strength generally ties directly into the characters, their motivations, and their development.
Though it is often more acceptable, and sometimes even dramatically effective, for villains to have the ability to transform just for the sake of it, because it increases the risk and sense of despair. Oftentimes, these things were earned off-screen beforehand, so when they're used in the story, it's just a villain putting to use an ability they'd already acquired.
But that does make it generally less interesting than a transformation that plays directly into the story. So while it may not be a net negative, it's still not a point in favor of our wannabe Boo. Wannabe?
But at the very least, it's fascinating to see Janemba's design and concept become so prolific. He's managed to become a staple of many Dragon Ball games, where Shin Budokai even made him a primary antagonist.
Ultimately though, that's his character more than it is the transformation itself. So he finds himself down here at number 12. Hey, fun fact about Janemba? Early leaks show that he was supposed to be white and purple.
Yeah, they definitely made the right choice changing these to the pinks, reds, and purples we're familiar with. I do love seeing the concept though.
My favorites are Cell's concept art from DBCember 4. Also, check out what Boo almost looked like.
Jesus fucking Christ, he looks horrifying. Wait, he almost looked like Bobbity?
Send me pictures of your feet!
Ugh.